Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm excited about it, man. What I've been telling people is, of course, they're gonna start this thing in Dubai,
Yeah,
um, and they already got vehicles and everything ready to go. And
yeah,
what I've been telling my guys is, man, look, man, we're getting in right now with the price of 2 cents per coin.
yeah.
So we got to take advantage of that, man, because when they launch this thing to the public, it's going to be at 12 cents. So you're looking at 6x in your money right out the gate.
Yes,
And
sir.
I think I remember you saying that they were talking about MEXC was one of the first exchanges that they were going to be
Yep.
rolling out on. Did I hear you correctly with that one?
So yeah, Maxi. You know what? Every time I do a video, man, I totally forget to post this up. So that's let me do that right
Okay.
now, and because I be forget. I don't know. I'm terrible, man. Um, yeah, there's three of them. It's like, come on, man, I got to remember this stuff. Um, so there's one. Let me pull this other one, and so there's three right now. So all right,
Okay.
so we can, um, and Qcoin is another one. And basically,
Hmm.
what they said about Qcoin was the fact that they wanted to go with, and that's where he was explaining to me that he has an agency that they're working with, and they were kind of advising them on kind of who's easy to work with. Some of them, they want to charge a lot of money for a listing. Some of them
Hmm.
that are say, hey, just based on demand, we see activity, then we'll list you at a certain amount. Um, so those type of things, and so that's kind of what gave them. Um, why am I not seeing the thing? So, but that's initially why they chose the ones they chose.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there we
So
go.
Big Cat is one. Um, That's the thing about StreamYard, man. It's like it's not Zoom is easy. Click, click. StreamYard be messing me up. Like, wait a minute, that's not what I was trying to do. Um, let's see. So that one, let me go. All right, and then we have. Man, I can't believe it, man. I should know how to do this. Oh, there we go. All right, I can do it now. I think I know what. Yeah, I see what I did wrong. Yeah, there we go. So Big Cat. Then we got um, Max C,
Hmm.
which I know that's big time, man. That's
Oh
what I was
yeah,
telling those guys.
Mexi is top 10. Matter of fact, at last I checked, I think they were number 8. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
top 8. So that's great.
yep. So I'm looking forward to that one. And what's this other one? Bam, here we go. And then we have this one here. Uh, okay, Q Horn. That was the other one. There was so they just told so Big Gat was one, and that one is huge in Asia, and
Hmm.
then Qcoin is popular as well, and like I said, MXC, I'm like yo,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
this is
That's
so
good.
yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. Um, trying to see who else was it. There was another one that they talked about, but
Which
yeah,
which blockchain um were-
they did they used Ethereum for the they used the EVM for their token,
okay.
uh, which makes it good. They wanted to be compatible
Hmm.
with other networks, so make it easy. So
Right.
yeah, he did talk about that
Yeah,
as
that's cool.
well.
Well, Ethereum's gas fees are really low, so that's good.
You know what? It's funny, man. Because when they first kicked it off, woo,
Oh
man,
yeah, yeah. When they
people,
first came out, yeah, they were just as bad as Bitcoin.
people were staying away from that, man.
You're
There, it was
right.
like that's why the US, when USDT, it was ERC20 was like the king, and then when
Right.
TRC20 came out, people were like, phew,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that thing, man, woo,
Yeah.
it was tough.
Well, somebody got smart real quick.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Let me see. I'm trying to see what there was another. I'm looking at my WhatsApp because I remember him sending me. So my guy over in Thailand, man, me and him, we go way back, man. When I first started doing videos, the guy had contacted me and was like, "Hey, can I use your videos for marketing and stuff?" And I was like, "Oh, wow, that's pretty cool." I was okay, and so after that, man, me and him just kind of connected, and man, he got he do some good videos, and buy a bit. That's the other one. Okay, that's all I was looking
My
for.
bit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
good one too.
yeah. So they started with Bybit, and then it says number two behind Binance. Okay,
Mm,
cool. Um, but see, I think with being in the U.S., a lot of this stuff, when Binance kind of got hit, and so they were like, you know what, we're cool, we're larger than anything else anyway, so we'll, U.S. we'll go on over here and do our business, and I think Bybit, obviously, a lot of them in BitGet, I was like, look, I mean, Coinbase, KuCoin, Crypto.com, the common ones at the U.S. If we can touch them, we pretty much hear about it. But there's so many that pop up out there in Asia and across the globe, we don't
mm-hmm.
even
We
we don't
don't even
deal with
hear
them
about
because
it. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
when he
you're right.
mentioned BitGet and even with Bybit, I've seen it, but in Bitmart, another one, I tried to access it and it was a big headache. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was like, look, I don't even worry about it. So yeah, when he was telling me about Bybit, he was like, yeah, they're right behind Binance. I'm like, wow, okay, that's pretty
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big Gap being another one, and then with MEXC, I know MEXC has just come on the scene and just really start rocking and rolling. So,
Yeah.
some good stuff. But yeah, but I don't know if you knew, man. So I've been in, when I was in the Air Force, my job was in transportation.
Okay.
Um, so all along, I looked at blockchain from a delivery, kind of the supply and delivery perspective. And so that's when I really started getting interested in blockchain. And
Right.
so, I think Walmart had did a use case, and they showed, kind of how you could save money and save time,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the suppliers were getting paid because when it hit the blockchain, they could see, the security of it. And it just really, really was something that, was amazing. And so when I saw that being the case, there was like XYO. I don't know if you ever heard XYO. Um, they launched in San Diego back
Mm-hmm.
in 2018, and they had a proof of location or something like this. And they were basically sending out what they call sentinels, and they were basically, you could order this little device, and that's how they tracked everything.
Mm.
Whereas, people could be on a bicycle, you could be walking down the street, as long as you got it on you, that's how they were basically being able to ping anything, anywhere.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. And so to see, here it is, 2025, a year after I took a year off and I come back and bam,
Mm-hmm.
disrupting transportation in a way that makes sense.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? And starting in a place that needs something like this too. I was like, man,
Oh
this
yeah.
is
Yeah, it's funny that you said that your background was transportation because I was logistics in the army, man. And transportation moves the world, man. You can't move without transportation. So I tell people that all the time. Without logistics, man, you ain't got nothing. All this stuff we got on, somebody had to deliver it.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
man. So it's beautiful to see that, I said maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, man, that the blockchain was going to produce some opportunities that was going to be strong, and it was going to allow people an opportunity to really, create some wealth for themselves in a lot faster manner because it's all done digitally. And now here we are, we come full circle now, and the blockchain's opening up these opportunities, man, for us to be able to take advantage of them and run with them, man. When you can transform the transportation industry, um,
Wow.
man, that's huge, man. Because I remember the taxi cabs. When I was in Germany, we were stationed in Germany, man. Those guys, those taxi cabs were all Mercedes Benzes, man. I like,
Yeah.
taxi cab that's a Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that is crazy. We've never seen nothing like that in the United States. And now here we are talking about taxi cab 3.0, so where you can use VR service in your taxi. So
Man.
depending on how long it can take you to get to where you're going will determine on what you can do with that VR
Ooh,
service, man. They finna take this thing to a whole another level, man.
that's amazing. I mean, it's so many just amazing things that, like I said, it's an industry narrowed it down to that niche part of the transportation, to the urban
Mm-hmm.
mobility, the ride sharing, the ride hailing, and like you said, it's that taxi 3.0.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that is like next level because we sit here, right, and I'm sure we've collectively looked at all these industries. We look at blockchain, and we're thinking like, what's next? What's
Right.
next? And you're thinking, okay, man, there's been so many things that's been disrupted, so many things that's happening, finance disruption,
Mm-hmm.
supply chain, all these things. And wait a minute, somebody disrupted the taxi business? Like,
Right.
okay, I didn't catch that one.
Right.
But you know what? It's crazy because when I was in England, right, I ran track for the Air Force, and we had track meets over in Amsterdam, and we went all the way to Bamberg,
Mm-hmm.
Baumholder, and
Okay.
and I remember being in Amsterdam, man, and just like you said, I'm gonna tell you, when they picked us up in a Mercedes taxi, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
me
and
either.
that was the first time I had quiche actually too. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I
Man.
was I
So
was shocked.
yeah,
I was shocked, man. And I ain't talking about no rundown, beat up Mercedes. When these were nice Mercedes, man.
yes, sir.
They had taxi
Yes,
on the top of that thing. I'm like, man, this is crazy. We've never seen anything like this in the United States, man.
that's phenomenal. And that's
Oh
what I could
man.
just imagine. Like you said, when with GoFL, the way they're doing it, they're structuring it. Whereas they're saying, okay, look, we did the research. So the CEO, by the way, I found out he says because I kept asking the question, um, who is your sponsor, right? Because okay, Dubai, I was in the Middle East for 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then I came back for 4 years. So spent a lot of time there from Qatar, from Saudi Arabia, and
Mm-hmm.
and I spent the most time in Doha, but and in Kuwait as well. So I was like, there's got to be somebody that's behind this thing, and come to find out, the owner. He actually lives in Dubai. He's been living there for years. So
Mm-hmm.
so he did. So you can actually own a business without having a sponsor. You can just go straight through the government.
Right.
So they make it easy like that. So because I kept asking him like there's got to be somebody, and he was like, oh, he says, oh, I see what you mean. He's like, no, 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 no. He lives there. He's an actual resident. So he has the connections, but he's been there doing the business. He said for years, and
Right.
so when I did the research on the CEO, dude, I was like, this guy, he's got transportation. He spent over 10 years as a VP of operations in London with
Mm.
a a black taxi business.
Mm.
I was like, I said, in London? I was like, oh, okay. I said, because those guys have to literally memorize routes before they can
Right.
even get in a taxi.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that's you got to be pretty good to be doing it in London.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's
You know
that's
what I'm
good.
saying? So he
Yeah.
has the background, as well.
Yeah. That's good. So he's a forward thinker for sure, man. There's I read this book. It's called The Blue Ocean Strategy.
Okay.
And it talks about how most companies operate from a red ocean. It's the
Yep.
Me Too's and everybody's doing everything the same. And then you got the one company that takes a chance to go over into this blue ocean where ain't nobody at, and it's
That's right.
just them. They got a whole new idea about how they want to do business. I look at this like that because he's taking something that's never been done before. So he's in this blue ocean all by himself, while everybody else is over here trying to do something else, man. So he's bringing something that people are paying for convenience. And you go to places like Dubai, these guys don't drive cars. That's what they
That's right.
do.
Yep.
They call somebody to come pick them up,
That's
and
right.
that's how they get around. So
Yep.
we don't do that here in the U.S., but they do that big time over there, man. So you
Yes.
go places like New York where people get tired of waiting on them trains, standing in them lines. You bring a
Mm.
service like that to New York, oh man, that thing is gonna blow
Oh,
up, man. It's gonna blow up.
yes,
And I
sir.
like that the fact that he's actually, thinking about Texas first. Because we all me and my wife were down and we were down in Austin, man, maybe a few weeks ago. And we were going out to eat and we went downtown Austin, man. And I kept hearing about everybody talk about these driverless cars. Like, man, I ain't seen no driverless cars around here. So lo and behold, man, we had a light, and I seen this car pull up on the right side of us with this big old bubble on the top of it. And we looked over there, and man, wasn't nobody in the front seat of that car. I said, okay, now there go that driverless car right there, and they had passengers in the back seat.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
you talk about again, Texas is a forward thinking state, man. So we already got these kind of cars in the state of Texas, So for him to say that, Texas would probably be the first place in the United States to get this type of service, we're already ready for it.
That's what's up. Now I was, man, when you told me that, I was like, man, that is so prime and on
Mm-hmm.
so many levels. I mean, I spent a lot of time. I got, friends, like I said, in Doha and Qatar and Kuwait. And my brother, actually, he's working overseas as well. So got the contacts. But so I like the fact that, okay, been there, done that. That's the right place. I know what they got going on. So it was easy to understand like why and the motivation of why would they start there. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But
Right.
then when I talked to the guy and he says, hey, look, do we need to open up in the States? He already got a license in Texas. I was like, what? I was like, man, you speaking my language here. I can come
Right,
back
right.
to and then when you told me about that and you in Austin, I'm like, oh my goodness. So crazy, man. I'm telling you, this stuff is just happening all just over and over. My cousin in Tyler, she's a teacher. She
Mm-hmm.
sends me, stuff every now and then because she see me posting up. So she literally sent me, no joke, man. You told me about it, and all of a sudden, I get an email, a messenger video, and it's showing AI, and the guy that's talking AI, he's literally saying it's taking over. Look at this video, and it's a video of him in Austin in a taxi with no
Man,
driver.
see, come on, man. You can't make this stuff up, man.
I was like, this is happening, man.
Yeah,
This
it
is
is. It
happening.
is, man. It is. I just pray and hope people, man. You can't keep your eyes closed. You can't keep your head in the sand, man. Times are changing, man. If you don't change with the times, you're gonna get left behind. Our monetary system's changing. Everything's going digital. Everything's being tokenized right now. Man, it's where we are. And if you don't get with the times, you're gonna get left, man. I was telling somebody that today. Man, if you
Wow.
don't get with the times, brother, you're gonna get left. You're gonna wake up one morning, you're gonna wonder what happened. Because that's how quick
Woo.
it's gonna happen.
Dang. But that's right. I mean, it's absolutely right. We've seen a lot, man. We've been in this game for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and to see, I mean, it seems like the move is to more real world assets. People are, the ones that are behind these projects. What we're seeing now, they have elevated it to a point where they know people are a lot more savvy now, and you're
Yeah.
not gonna get over on them. So you got to
Mm-hmm.
have something solid, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I when I talked about it on my last video, this is not just a platform. This is not just an app. This is a business. These are
Mm-hmm.
physical cars on the physical road. So there's no, well, is it real? Is it not? Oh, come on now. These
Yeah.
are real actual cars. Like
Yes,
so,
sir.
so that's what's beautiful about it is the fact that we have an opportunity to literally launch this program. I mean, this is, man, it's mind blowing to be so before the start. Like we are
Right.
so far in front of this thing,
Right.
and I'm just like, man, I wish more people would understand. It's not a matter of clicking on a video and saying, "Oh, that's nice." It's a matter of, "Oh my gosh, why am I not doing
Right.
that?"
Right. Right. Right.
This is like, man,
But
we are, man,
yeah,
yeah. So it's just a great
they
opportunity.
have to. I was telling one of my guys, man. He's on the platform with us, and I was telling him, I said, man, you gotta look down the road. Don't be so concerned about when they come into the U.S. because
Right.
we have an opportunity in front of us before they even get here.
That's
When
right.
they start that service in Dubai and they start them tokens and start paying for them rides, that's gonna shoot the price of the token up.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
what y'all need to pay attention to, man. Get as many of these packages as you can right now. Because when the
Certainly.
price of that token starts going up, I ain't worried about who riding in the car. I'm worried about how high this token price gonna go. So I'm
Exactly.
trying to get them to kind of think a little bit different. Because when it do come to the U.S., man, we were ahead of the game already. You probably done made thousands of dollars before this thing even came to the United States. So
Man, that's
yeah,
powerful.
so I'm trying to get them to think a little bit different, man. Don't think about what they're doing over there. Just recognize the opportunity you have right now and take advantage of that, man.
Man. But see, and that's, it's just like, I mean, and if you think about it, this is a globalization, right? Everything is connected. So
Mm-hmm.
when we're looking at somebody sitting at home and they got, hey, I got a nest egg, I want to invest it in a startup or in a new company, or if I want to get a stock, I mean, it's the same process. You're
Right.
looking at this, and so what we have in front of us, just like you said, blockchain. Man, you got blockchain being the leader in the
Mm-hmm.
technology, and now you got transportation. Everything moves with transportation.
Yes,
So
sir.
it ain't going nowhere. And then you
Mm-hmm.
got those married together, and AI has already come into the play to make it better. Come on,
Yeah.
man. So it don't matter if it's in the US or if it's in Asia or if it's in Dubai. Come, man,
Yeah.
you have an opportunity. And
Yeah.
we talk about it with like any real world asset. If I can sit at my house in San Diego and I can make money off of an investment that's in another country and I don't
Man,
have to
come on.
physically go.
Man, come on, man. Come on. That's the way money being made now, man. That's why I said people got to recognize things are changing, man. I ain't got to go outside my house and make money. I can make money right inside my house. And we always say it all the time, Rashid. These little things right here, man, it's
There it
going to make
is.
people wealthy if you know how to use it the right way.
That's
So
right.
this is it. I mean, all I got to do, I can see and watch that token price going up.
that's,
And as that token
that's
price going up, my money going up. So,
man, that's so powerful.
yes,
Oh
sir.
man.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
people, man, I tell people all the time, man, information is free, man. What we're doing right now, we're not charging nobody to watch this recording that we're doing, but we're
Yeah.
putting out some powerful information. So the information is free, but what you choose to do with that information can change your life, man.
Mm, mm, mm. Woo. You remember there used to be a saying, and I actually had a hat when I was in Korea. Knowledge is power, right? And it's funny because I had, after you get older and you get
Right,
more wise, and
right,
you're
right.
like, well, knowledge itself is not the power.
That's
It's
it.
like you said, information is power, knowledge is power. Nope. Information is knowledge, and the action that you
Yes,
take
sir.
with it,
Yes, sir.
that's where the power comes in. So
Applied
people got
knowledge.
to take
Yes, sir. You got
action.
to
You got to
apply it.
apply it. Man. That's and we understand the challenges. We
Oh yeah,
understand why people hesitate, and that's fine,
yeah.
but it's just a matter of time that
Mm-hmm.
they'll come around.
Right,
But yeah, man.
right.
But it's exciting, man. So I look at this, right, and like you said, the tokens, and I think people don't fully grasp that part of this new technology. Blockchain is definitely, that foundation that so many institutions are just diving in, just
Mm-hmm.
full force. When you sit there and I watched a video where the it was a lady, I guess, that's in charge of NASDAQ, and she was straight up saying we're allowing like BlackRock and all the bigger asset managers to put tokenization right on the stock exchange.
Wow.
So it's not a matter of if it's coming. They were in
Right.
an interview talking about it. She was like, "Yeah, this is a new age. This is a new world.
Yeah.
Blockchain has proven that it's secure." And so I mean, she was just going
Mm-hmm.
down it. And tokenization was the topic. That was the conversation. So
Wow.
that's what's happening right now. And so they're
Mm-hmm.
moving forward with it at the highest levels. Yeah. But yeah, so that's I think that's what's so amazing when people pay attention to not it's just not retail, enthusiasts. These are
Mm-hmm.
like institutional level,
Yeah.
agencies and fintech companies that are making the shift, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
that's so powerful. But when I look at like with Gulf L, I think about those benefits, and like we're talking about the tokens. It's like okay. if it's a business that hey, I got some funds, I want to invest in something, I'm looking at, I'm evaluating, my options. I would love for people to understand, if I'm going to put money into something and I expect a return, what
Right.
am I actually evaluating? It's okay. Look at on the traditional side. If I'm going to go to a
Mhm.
stock and I want to invest in a stock, I don't just look at price, because that can move up and down. But what gets me into it is it an industry that I understand? Okay, if
Mhm.
not, what kind of research do I need to do and get in there? And so when I look at Gulf L, I make it my responsibility to make sure people understand this is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
So this technology that they're delivering, I mean, you're talking, blockchain,
Mhm.
crypto, AI, and I'm gonna tell you the one thing that I think is so powerful compared to your average taxi service. Out of all, I mean, those are some magnificent things. But one
Mhm.
thing that caught my attention was they have a subscription model.
Yes,
And
sir.
I'm like, oh, how
Membership
many
models.
taxi?
Where is that, man? That's where we are.
I was
Come
like,
on,
who
man.
does this?
I was just talking about this too today, man. You look, membership models where people moving to. Netflix, come on, man. Everybody got a Netflix membership. I don't know when the last time I seen a DVD or a DVD player.
For
Come on,
real?
man. Spotify, I don't
Yeah,
see CDs. You got to have a subscription to that music in order to listen to music now. That's the only way you can listen to music. Without ads,
yeah,
you're going to have a subscription. So we're moving to a membership based model, and that's another thing that people need to pay attention to. That's where we are. So yeah, you're
that's
right. To be able to have a membership that it
yep,
recognizes you, what different things you do, what type of places you go to, you're able to put all of that stuff into this app, man. And that's amazing to me to be able to put all of this in that app, and it recognizes who you are. Okay, this type of person, I know exactly who to send you. So that's powerful, man.
that is so. I was like, oh my goodness. Like I said, if and the thing about that location is, along with all the benefits of it, you're in Dubai, you get in a taxi. If you're trying to go home, or if you're trying to go to work, or if you're trying to do anything, you're going to be in that vehicle for enough
Mhm.
time to do some things.
Right.
Um, the traffic, the distance, and if you're there as an expat, that's got a 2, 3, 4 year contract, or been there for 4 or 5 years and plan on staying, you're probably going to be living in one of the nicer areas, maybe on the
Mhm.
outskirts, the water. So you got to travel, and so
Mhm.
you getting in this thing. And so you've done it a few times, and now
Right.
you got the subscription, right, to Next
Mhm.
Ride. You got subscription, and you so it knows what your hollow ride. They know what entertainment you want. They
Right.
know where you want to go. They probably know what your vacation time is. They know what
Right.
time to pick you up, know what time to drop you off. They know what route you want to take. I mean, and all you just walk out the door, and your vehicle is waiting on you.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
what?
And it's
I
asking you the
mean,
questions in the app. You got kids traveling with you. You check. I got these kids, so they're gonna send you a vehicle, not with just the VR for you, but they're gonna have the VR little sets for your kids.
right.
But I remember seeing that on there too, talking about the kids zone with the VR thing, man. I like, man, come on, man. This guy is really forward thinking this thing to where he's just not just thinking about an individual, he's thinking about families collectively.
Family.
Because I mean, think about it. I've seen families travel like that. Are we
Yep.
trying to go to an event somewhere? We don't want to drive our own car. Let's use this service. Boom, 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 boom. Good. Your kids are entertained. They ain't getting on your nerves because they entertain. I do this all the time when the
Yeah.
grandkids are in the car. I said make sure they got something to keep them entertained, man, because I don't need them bother me while I'm trying to drive, man. So the guy's really forward thinking with this thing, man. I think it's a brilliant
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And the good thing is, along with that, being there, experiencing that traffic, and me and my wife, after we got married in Kuwait, and then we went to Bangkok, Thailand for a
Mm-hmm.
honeymoon, and then what we were doing, because we were both in Kuwait at the same time, so
Mm-hmm.
we travel every weekend. We were going somewhere, and
Right.
so in Dubai, we had one spot that we like to go all the time. It was like a family, like a hotel basically set up for families. So
Mm-hmm.
the rooms were bigger. You always had just separate rooms, and it was just cool. So I think about those experiences, and it was all about taxi here, taxi there. When we wanted to go to the biggest mall, we had to go to Kempinski Mall or something like that, even Batutu's Mall. I mean, the people that have been there, they know that one is way out.
Right.
And then with my brother over in Germany, I remember he's like, "Hey, meet me. We're going out here to Russellheimer. It's at the other end." So I'm like, okay. So you fly in, and I remember there used to be, like I said, the taxis, and you kind of had to fight. But then they standardized it with the CAROM, CROM, that taxi service. The government kind of set that up, and so that became the main one. In Doha, Qatar, same thing. They set it up to where there was one standard. Like in the States, you got a yellow cab. These cabs was like, this is the one. If you want a consistency, if you want that. So that's why I was like, man, just from my personal experience. And then when I saw that the research that they did, going through the white paper, man, I was like, goodness gracious, these guys didn't leave no rock unturned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they compare. So when you look at the main one, the Carol, and then you have your Yango, you have your Ubers, you got, something similar to Lyft. And what they showed was they all had something a little different that they do, but they basically were able to take the features of everybody else, and then they basically enhanced their program to make sure that they were head and tails above every other operation out there. I mean, It's like it's just amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's good, man. One thing that I looked at is doing this private sale with Golf L. That they were starting out with 250 million of these tokens.
Yeah.
And I, every time I go in the back office, that number is slowly dropping down, man. And I told my guy today that signed up, I said, man, look, there's like 125 million tokens left. When that private sale is done, that's it. You can't get no more tokens. And they already done had these two sales. This is the last one. From there, they moving into the different phases of launching this thing. So this is your last opportunity to really take advantage of what we have before us, man. So take advantage of these 125 million tokens that are still left. Get as many as you can get, man, because they're giving out bonuses with these packages right now. So
true. Yeah. Those are the things. So that's a key aspect, right? Because I sit there and I remember going through the information and the benefits and the research, and I'm like, okay, I'm fascinated with the AI, and I'm like, man, this is great. But the one thing that it really boils down to is, if I want to invest in a company, a startup, or something that's just cutting edge, new, that I believe in, one, this is your best option. Two, you don't have to physically be there. You can invest in something anywhere across the globe. And why not get involved with something that is this powerful? And they in the right location, they doing it right. They got the research, they got the proof of concept, the app, they've tested it out, they know it works. And excuse me, and somebody want to get a beta version of it, they can get a beta version. They got the steps you can do. I mean, it's they're available. And just like you said, the amount, and so you got the security token, you got the utility. We're focused on the utility token. And I think what they've done is that first year, they basically got big, investors that came through and scooped up pretty much the million of those security tokens. And that's cool, right? They get the 20% a year. They're happy with that. We're, the benefit that we have on the utility token side is the more use the token has, the higher the value the token goes. Right. So it's beautiful, and then you can get a lot more tokens on this side as well. But one thing that I appreciate, I'm glad you mentioned that, because yes, they're available. Yes, you get some great bonuses, but at the same time, I always leave this part off. You can use a credit card to
come on, brother. Come on, man. It don't get no easier than that. In the crypto space, it's kind of hard to do, and we done seen companies try to do it, and it's kind of difficult. But these guys have made it very easy for us, man. That's why I said they taking out all the excuses, making it for you can use your debit card to be able to purchase these tokens.
Yeah,
That's amazing to me, man. So
it is.
I took advantage of that. I bought some with some crypto and I bought some with my debit card. So
Yep. Yeah.
and then you ain't
Yeah.
gotta wait. And I told my guy today, I said, man, look, I'm making money. We making money right now.
Oh yeah.
Man, I did a
Oh yeah.
withdrawal the other day.
Yep.
I withdrew
You
some of
told
my
me
earnings the other day, and it hit my wallet.
that's
so,
what's up.
so money's being earned right now. So, man, get out here and tell people what's happening and what's coming. Prepare people for what's coming, and you can make
That's
money right now. I ain't got to wait until somebody hop in one of these rides to make some
right.
money. I can make some money by letting you know this token is available today. Come and get it because this is what's coming.
Man, man, wow. Yeah, and that's a strange thing, You always run into somebody that's like, man, I need extra this, I need a little bit of that. I wish I
Right.
could find a good opportunity. And they're like, oh man, I have to wait for that to launch before I can get paid. No, man,
No, sir.
paying right now.
Yes, sir. Right now. You don't have to wait for
Man,
that.
man, that's powerful.
Oh, yeah.
And one good thing about using and a site, and this is where, like I said, from our experiences with these platforms, the ones that had trouble with, offering the opportunity to purchase with the debit or credit card, the reason why is because they didn't have the back end properly. They weren't
Right.
connected. They probably
Right.
weren't, not gonna say legal, but they probably didn't go through all the right steps.
Right.
And
You gotta
so,
have the right rails to operate on for sure.
man, and that shows that if you accept, you have to be bold, because one reason I know I've been given that one of these platforms didn't offer credit or debit, they were afraid of the chargeback. They felt
Hmm.
like, oh, if we go through that and somebody wants to do a refund, and so they didn't want to mess with it. These guys are so positive
Hmm.
and about their project. They're like,
Yeah.
look, we're not concerned about that.
Right.
We have something that everybody needs. and,
Hmm.
and, and so I really, I feel like that's just a big plus, that they are not afraid of that, and they got to be legit. You can't put it out there if Visa or MasterCard is saying they're good to go.
Right.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And
yeah,
Visa and MasterCard ain't about to get caught up in no scamming stuff, man. So they allowing this to happen, then that's another sign that this is a legit platform.
that's right.
So yeah, I'm
That's
overly excited about it, man. Like I said, something different, something real. Like I said, you dealing with something that you can physically see. I
yeah,
can see a car, and guess what? I can also see these charging stations. So
yeah.
that's another thing that we ain't talking about because those tokens are going to be used for the charging stations too. So,
Ooh,
man,
man,
this thing is like I said, he coming full circle with this thing, man.
man,
And we
that's
know
powerful.
charging stations are real. We see them every day.
Yeah, 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 and that's a big push. I think with the last administration was saying, hey, look, we want to go, with more of the EVs, want to go electric, trying to go a little more green. And I know in California, they a big push out here, to go green as well. And in Austin, and out of all the places, I think Austin is really leading the charge when it comes to crypto, as
Hmm.
well as
Oh yeah,
the automatic vehicles,
yeah,
electric vehicles.
yeah, yeah.
So
Austin is a hub, man. We had a brotherhood breakfast this morning, and we got on the topic uh, of Texas having their own stock exchange. It's coming, man. Texas is the only state other than New York to have their own stock exchange, man. So I thought, everything is moving this way, man. Texas is lining itself up to really
yeah,
create a bunch of millionaires, man, in this space that we call blockchain.
that's right. That's right. Wow. Wow. I know, man. Whew, Texas. Yeah, man. I'm about to get back out in Texas. Ah, yeah. No, Cali is all right. It's a little expensive, but it's they,
Yeah,
they do all right.
yeah. I know Cali's kind of expensive, man. My wife got an auntie that live up there, man, and I got a partner that live up that way too. I forgot where he's at, San Bernardino,
Mm,
somewhere down in that area somewhere. But yeah, he talked about how expensive it is, man. I said, yeah, we done been through there, man, and ate in some restaurants over there. Like, man, good God.
That's the good thing. One thing I kind of in California, it's so close to the weather and everything, and so many things are produced from here. And it's like every house seems like in every yard you'll find a fruit tree. You either got pomegranate, you got oranges, apple. I mean, there's so many, and they just be hanging off the trees. So
Mm.
you know, and growing, yeah, you can grow a lot. So I think that's where really the trade off is. Whereas, yes, housing, land, oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
yeah,
But when it comes to produce,
hmm
you can find some good deals. So it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
trade
That's
off.
what's up. Well, I know I definitely can see when Golfwell makes his way to the United States, man, it's going to be hitting some of these bigger states like California,
Yeah,
Texas,
yeah, yeah.
Florida. Some of these bigger states will be some of the first states that they open up.
hmm
So I'm
It
looking
makes
forward to
sense.
that.
Now, I'm sure, like you said, with New York, when we're thinking about taxes, you definitely think about New York, and if they can understand, and I think that's where the conversation, with leaders like yourself, is saying, hey, look, Austin is a good spot. If you already got license to do business in Texas, might
Hmm.
as well start down here. And
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good inroad for us, when they get settled, and because
Hmm.
they're kicking it off, across. I think Dubai is obviously the hub, and
Yeah.
then with Riyadh and Saudi Arabia and Doha, Qatar, and Bahrain, and then in excuse me, Oman. So they pretty much
Hmm.
got all those locations. I don't know. I know they're, like I said, Vietnam, and so there's a couple of things going on of what their mission was, so to speak, in going to the certain locations.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
challenges.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a great. It's going to be a great opportunity, man. One of the things I teach in my Kingdom Wealth coaching sessions, man, is I teach people stop getting in your own way. A lot of times, man, people get
Mhm.
in their own way. You making excuses, but really the excuses you're making is the real reason why you're not doing what you need to do because people operate in fear, man.
Mhm.
So fear causes people to miss out. So what I teach people to do is, man, start you a risk capital account. All right,
Yeah.
open up you a separate account. Throw $20, $50 in there. This account is set up for that purpose to be able to
Yeah.
take risk. And if you put
Yeah.
money into that account and let that thing build up and grow, when opportunities like this come out, you don't have to be fearful of it because you got a whole account set up for
Wow.
reasons just like this, man. So that's what I teach people in my coaching sessions. Start your risk capital account. I got one of my guys that he done exactly what I told him to do, man. And one of our other platforms, he done he jumped in. He didn't hesitate. And it was four figures to get in it, but he didn't
Wow.
hesitate because he took my advice. He started a risk capital account. When I presented it to him, he didn't even hesitate because he had the money sitting in his risk capital account. And now here we are today. The brother done made over $12,000, man.
That's
But
what's
had
up.
he not had the money to get started, you would have missed out on the 12 grand. So, man, start your risk capital account. Everybody that's going to watch this video, start you
Yeah.
a risk capital account. Just start dropping some money into that account, man. So when things like this present themselves to you, you ain't got to hesitate. And they're only asking for $100. That's the
Exactly.
minimum.
Exactly.
So,
That's yeah. I mean, man, like you said, we could talk about a lot of the man. I used to do meetings frequently, and that's how I kind of created the Team Achieve Prosperity Club, because we had a couple of options there.
mhm,
Whereas you have kind of your everyday projects that everybody could kind of get into and see, and then you have some of the private things, and some of the higher
mhm.
um, low upfront fees and things like that. So
Right,
kind of kept them separate. But you're exactly right, man. And I remember talking to the people that, like I said, the ones that were more serious. I said, you got to build up your bank. And
yeah.
your bank is that pot where when you make profits, take a portion
Mhm.
and put it into your crypto bank. and
Yeah.
just pound it. Just don't even touch it. Just put it in there. Put it in there. Because like I said,
Mm-hmm.
when something comes up and you really want to get into it, it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna be looking. You can't go to the, you can't use your debit card and try to get moon pay and be like,
Right.
denied.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah, you're exactly right, man. So that bank you need, that's a good point, brother. That's a good point. That bank you need to be storing up is that crypto bank, because that's where we
all
are
right.
right now. That's exactly
Yeah.
where we are right now. These debit cards, man, are gonna be a thing of the past before long, man. And one thing I noticed, man. I went to
Mm,
I bank with Bank of America,
mm,
and I really had been paying attention to it. I would go to the drive through to use the ATM machine.
yeah.
But one day, man, it's like I just never paid attention to it. I noticed that they didn't have a drive-through lane for people to drive through anymore.
Huh.
So there is at the Bank of America here in my city. You
Yeah.
cannot go through the drive-through anymore to put the little thing in the machine and it goes to the teller. They
Yeah.
don't have that no more. Either you
Uh,
going inside the bank or you're gonna use this ATM machine. So I noticed a
wow.
lot of banks are doing that because USAA don't have that either. So a
Wow.
lot of these banks are doing away with the teller service, man. And
Yep.
see, these are the small things that people need to start paying
Mm,
attention to that's happening to let you know that we're moving digital, because they're starting to take away a lot of these things that you used to seeing. You don't see
that's
them
right.
no more.
That's right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I remember growing up, man, in Tyler, and with my mom, because my mom she always had her own beauty shop and stuff, so she would always take them checks, man, and drop them into that thing, and it'd go up the
Hmm.
little chute.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
wow, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't
They're
know
doing
that,
away
man.
with them, man. Doing away with them.
Yeah,
And believe it or not, your bank has been digital for a while.
yeah,
If you got
exactly.
Zelle,
Yeah,
on your bank, that's digital. Ain't no
yeah,
cash
yeah.
being sent. All of this
That's
is
right.
going through a computer system, man. So, they've already been preparing us for this for a long time, man. And people just not paying attention to what's going on.
Wow, so true, so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, look, I appreciate you. I don't want to keep you too long, but
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
this
I
is this is
appreciate this,
this
man.
is.
I've been looking forward to this for a minute, man.
I know it's long overdue. That's for
Yes,
sure.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we done seen a
No,
lot, brother. We done seen a lot. That's why I told one of my partners the other day, man. I said, man, look, hey, I know exactly what to look for now. I know exactly what
it's
to
for
look
sure.
for now.
See, and that's the beautiful thing, man. Being in it long enough and looking around. And in 2024, I took a break, and at the beginning of the year, I was like, all right, man, I got these plans. I'm gonna do all these things, and the first quarter didn't work out, and I said, okay, you know what? And I started to evaluate, and I said, okay, 2023 was an amazing year. So you know what? Let's do some family stuff, and let's let
Hmm.
it die down. Let's see what goes on, and
Hmm.
and I did that literally, for probably 7 months or so,
Right.
nothing, and I was like, man, I missed out on a lot,
Right.
and so that really changed, my perspective on a lot of this, because I was
Hmm.
putting a lot of time in on the videos and just doing the research and
Right.
just new programs. So I said, you know what? Now just being a lot more selective, and like you said, you kind of know what to look for, and you start
Hmm.
to look at things differently. I mean, you can still do, you got to have that diversification. You can have
Yeah.
multiple programs,
Yeah.
but they all kind of have to set in a way
Hmm.
that it's got to be more passive than active.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's what I think is beautiful. That we
The
have that
last
opportunity.
thing I'll say, man, is crypto is the wild wild west, man. It's wild out here in these streets when it comes to these crypto programs, man. So
Woo!
you have to catch these opportunities at the right time. We don't know how long nothing gonna be around.
Yeah,
We don't. The thing can be here today and gone tomorrow. We don't know. We don't have a crystal ball to tell us that. So that lets you know that you need to get in at the very beginning, man. So you can catch this
man.
wave and ride the wave as far as you can ride it and take advantage of the opportunity, man. Get what you need to get and just keep it moving. So that's why I always
That's
tell people, man, don't put all your eggs in one basket, man. You put a little here, put a little bit over here, because one of them baskets go away, and that's the only basket you had. Then you, yeah,
mm,
you
yeah.
done. So you got to
Mm,
have
mm, mm.
some different baskets that you can put some eggs in. So when one go away, hey, I mean, I might as well go on over here to this one because this one done left me. so
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes,
so yeah,
sir.
I teach people that, man. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, man. You Create you multiple baskets that you can drop some eggs in. So if somebody come and take this basket away from you, you got 3, 4, 5 more over here that you can still depend on. So and
For
then
sure.
that's an important point right now because of the government shutdown, man.
Huge.
You know,
Oh,
if all your eggs was in the basket of having a job, now you
yep.
understand why we do these type of settings right now.
Wow.
Because you're in that
Wow.
boat to where you're dependent upon that job and that's all you had. Come on, man. You got to think bigger than
Wow.
that. This is why we
That's
do these
huge.
type of calls for people just like you.
Just like that, man. Because I'm in that boat and it's working out.
Right. You see what I'm saying? You got to have something else to fall back on, man. So some people are one paycheck away from being broke.
Mm, mm, mm,
And if your
mm.
job was to leave you today, that's a question that you got to answer for yourself. If you lost your job today, what do
Mm.
you have to fall back on? How are you going to support your family?
There you go. There
Man,
you go. That's serious.
yes, sir.
On that note,
Yes, sir.
nah, because I can relate. I'm literally going through it, and so
Mhm.
definitely I looked, and I'm telling you, the first thing I did, one, I was like, "Whoa, good! I'm taking a break. I can focus on this stuff over here." And then I said, "Okay." A week goes by, and I'm like, "Let me make sure I'm good."
Right. Right.
I was like, "Okay, all right,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
let's keep it moving." So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
it's serious, man. You are spot on. And I have taken so many good nuggets, man, from just spending this time with you. I totally appreciate it. I hope the people get real value out of what we're doing here,
Yes,
and
sir.
definitely taking a look at what we're doing. Just don't get left behind. This train is moving. This technology train is moving. This block train is moving. We are definitely in a pole position to get on this thing and ride it out.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
so
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
but yeah, man. Hey, I tell you what. How can if you want to let people know how they can get in touch with you, what's the easiest way or preferred way? Then yeah, man, put it out there.
Man, look, the easiest way to get a hold of me, man, right now, is through my Facebook, man. Kingdom Wealth Coach. You can look me up. Get to my Facebook page, or you can look me up on my YouTube channel too. Same name, Kingdom Wealth Coach, on YouTube. Those are my two platforms that you can reach me at right now.
Perfect, perfect. That like I said, that's easy enough. They should be able to click boom, 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 and kick it in.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, man. You're putting out good stuff. I like I said, you pop up when you put something out. I got you.
Yes,
It's
sir.
popping
Yes,
up in
sir.
my feed. So I appreciate you.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah, man. Hey,
Appreciate you
keep
too,
doing
brother.
great things. It's a pleasure. It's
Thank you,
exciting.
man.
And, we're gonna rock this, man. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna get some people involved,
Yes,
and we're gonna grow a beautiful team, man.
yes, sir. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you very much, man.
Absolutely. All right, brother. Take care of yourself.
You too, man. God bless.